It would not be the Halloween season unless we got some Mikey boy here stabbing it up. They just went ahead and released a little 30-second teaser that we were hoping they would release. This is my first time watching it. I'm gonna watch it with you guys, then we'll go ahead and break it down. Let's check this thing out. Starting off with the pumpkin.
Halloween, when the sun sets and someone is alone. He kills.
Oh, oh, that was awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and break this damn thing down right here. Saw a lot of stuff. Obviously, they always got to start it off here with the look of the pumpkin. That's just kind of iconic with the Halloween movies. I wonder if we'll get an opening pumpkin transition again, whether it go from rotten to unrotten or regular to rotten. I do like these nighttime shots here of Haddonfield. If you guys don't know and haven't kept up with the Halloween news, this is taking place the exact same night as Halloween 2018. It's a continuation of that night. Looking like the streets are finally quiet. I am super curious to why Michael Myers' mask is just right there in the middle of the road without an explanation. I mean, last time we saw, he was escaping from the burning building, and he had his mask with him last time we saw, and that's where the film is directly picking up. The other teaser we got last time around, the Strode family headed to the hospital where Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be spending the majority of the movie. Unfortunately, this will mostly focus on some new characters and old characters that they've brought back into the franchise. So somewhere within this movie, Michael Myers goes ahead and loses his iconic mask, and we're just going to see maybe Michael walk around without the mask. It's always kind of scary. Gives me Rob Zombie Halloween 2 vibes, but they can make it work here because the boy's going to be picking up his mask pretty soon. Just watching Michael take those footsteps, go to the mask, and then right there you can see it shows up a little better later on in the trailer, but that is for sure a burnt mask. We are getting the burnt mask that we have been talking about endlessly about this movie. It looks like whatever hell trap he gets out of from the Strode house at the end of Halloween 2018, it leaves him a burn mark right there. So that's really awesome. A nice another variation on the mask because it's always cool to have them looking different. Something else I'm noticing during the editing process here is why is Michael Myers' hand bandaged up? As far as we know, last time we saw, no one was taking care of Michael in that aspect. So it really does seem like this might actually be the ending seconds of Halloween Kills where we think it's done, it's over with, and he's walking up to his mask, teasing us for Halloween Ends, because it looks like somewhere in here, Michael's in a coma, something happens to Michael where someone is bandaging him up and taking care of his wounds. That's weird. But then immediately after that sweet mask shot, we get an idea of the kill and gore that'll be going down in this movie. Michael going up and just slashing through somebody. I can't tell if he's hitting them with a bat or that's a knife in his hand. Either way, this person right in front of us is dead meat. I really like the effect they use right here, and this is something I'm going to be playing on a loop every morning until we finally get to see good old Michael Myers out and about. This also goes to show the amount of carnage we're going to get in Halloween Kills, because even though technically this will be the third film in the franchise with this current timeline, Michael Myers is going to be using Halloween Kills to really catch up to every body count that he's missed since all these other Halloween films are no longer canon. So we're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff, a lot of iconic things, and I'm glad they're not holding back on the little blood. A shot of Jamie Lee Curtis here in the hospital. She looks good enough that she's standing and looking behind her. Other footage that we've seen of her, she was just bleeding out on a bed, so it's nice to know that she's standing up here, whether this is a flashback or someone else she's visiting in the hospital. I still wonder if Halloween Kills is going to take place entirely on that Halloween night, because then what are they going to do for Halloween Ends? Are they still going to try and do it that exact same night? That would be wild. We got to have at least some sort of time jump, probably towards the end of the movie, I would think so. Then we look to have here a character being chased down by Michael Myers, just seeing that silhouette of him out in the background. This seems to be a continuation of a scene that we've seen before where Michael is going up to what seems to be Kyle Richards' character, Lindsay Wallace, where he's attacking the car there and she manages to escape, because I feel like that is the same car Michael Myers goes up to. But I could be wrong on that. Footage is a little blurry. This might be a separate character who is with Lindsay Wallace. Nonetheless, seeing her run away and Michael just there standing, I can't wait to see the chasing that ensues, because this girl is bolting it and Michael's really left behind. But it's just that suspension of disbelief where we're like, who cares? Michael can catch up to anybody no matter what. He's been in Haddonfield so many times, he knows them shortcuts. Here we have an homage to a scene that we've seen before in the first Halloween movie. That right there is actually a nurse character played by Nancy Stevens, who is known as Nurse Marion, who has showed up in cameo form a bunch throughout the Halloween movies. And this, again, like I said, is an homage to how she was first introduced in the original Halloween, just sitting in her car, Michael that put in her hand, but this time the boy is angry where he smashed that window, he crushed it. Michael ain't here to play, y'all. He's taking them steroids and he's going after nurses. I know there was a lot of people in the previous Halloween movie who weren't too fond of all the callbacks and homages from Michael replicating old kills or replicating old chase scenes. I feel like Halloween Kills is still going to have some of that flavor right there, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because that's the fun of these movies, is seeing little homages, but I think they're still going to end up doing their own thing. We'll have some original kills, we'll have some original scenes, but seeing little Easter eggs like this does make me excited. I'm not going to lie, I like that fan service. And then right here we have Alison Strode walking through the hospital, most likely just going ahead and visiting her grandma here, making sure she's okay, or going to her for advice. Is like, look, Michael's still out there, I know you're recovering, I need some weaknesses, what do I do? Is he still your brother? I don't think he is that timeline? I don't know. Some shots here of Karen Strode. I know she used to be Karen Nelson, but that ain't a thing anymore, unfortunately, since the last movie. And by far the only Karen in existence that we all just love to accept. And I can't wait to see how she acts in Halloween Kills, because we got to see just a little bit of the training she went through with her mother all throughout her life that got us to the point we are now in Halloween Kills. Now that she knows Michael is actually back, he's out there, he's coming for revenge, all the Laurie Strode training that she went through her life is gonna finally come to fruition, and I can't wait to see how prepared she is. Right here we have someone loading up a gun. If I had to take my best guess on it, I'm thinking this is Tommy Doyle right here. And in fact, there's been set photos that show us that we're going to be getting flashback scenes to the original night of Halloween, and Tommy Doyle having another interaction with him that we never got to see before, and that interaction has just left him scarred, traumatized in the same way Laurie Strode. So when he finally hears Michael's back, he's going to also want to go after him and finally put the boogeyman to rest. So I'm thinking this is him. A shot of Lindsay Wallace, again, just a lot of legacy characters being brought in. I still wanted to see a shot of Toenail Clip Boy. He's in this movie, but I'm curious to see if she has the same hatred towards Michael, if she's going to be going after him or if she's going to be running away. And right here, the better shot we were looking for, Michael Myers in that burnt mask. They just couldn't hold it off any longer. It was a matter of time before we saw it, and now we have it right here. I am loving the way this mask is coming off and looking here. Just the burnt aesthetic. I know some people were wanting it to be so burnt that it was melted on his face. That way he couldn't take it off, but we saw in the trailer, he's able to still take off that mask, and he's going to want it back. Be happy they didn't go ahead in Halloween Forest, where he gets a whole brand new mask, and then they cheap us out of this burnt mask look, because this is really awesome right here. I also wonder if his eye is at all damaged, if when he takes off that mask, he's going to have burnt mark or some infusion of the latex here. Also, along with the suit he has, it's burnt there as well, almost like a Two-Face situation going on. This was a really smart move, Blumhouse, and it just gives Michael a whole new look. Going back to more shots here of the hospital, like I said, Laurie looks to be a lot better recovered, enough to where she's able to walk. So my prediction, where I thought Laurie Strode might be sitting out throughout the entire movie just because she's recovering, might not be all that accurate since she's able to walk around. Getting to another shot here of Tommy Doyle with the bat that he's going to be going after with Michael Myers. So that might have been somebody else with the gun in the beginning of the movie. If it wasn't Tommy Doyle, then my best guess is that it's Lonnie, because he's also set to show up in the movie, and he's just as traumatized from his encounters with Michael. He's supposed to have a flashback scene that shows us how traumatized his life became. And also, don't forget, this Lonnie character is the father of the boyfriend of Allison from Halloween 2018. So we're going to see some interaction right there. Nonetheless, this shot right here also seems to be a continuation from a scene that we've seen before of a set photo where a bunch of them are looking at the news at a bar. I think once Tommy Doyle goes ahead and sees this news, that's where he gets his bat, goes to wherever he thinks Michael is, and wants to make sure the job is finished. Some other awesome shots here we get is Michael going ahead and being crazy and just some random pedestrians. Not really sure who these people are. They might just be strangers, might be nobodies. I don't really recognize them in the Halloween lore, but again, this is the beauty of Michael. He doesn't really hold a grudge. He kind of has no reason for his madness since they went ahead and took away that whole brother line. So this just could be the nearest living people around him. He's pissed and just wants to take his anger out. This right here is the flashback scene I was telling you guys about for Lonnie, where we see him getting chased by Michael, an interaction that we'll have that we never got to see before in the original Halloween movie that'll leave him traumatized and wanting to go after Michael. This shot right here of the Haddonfield people getting together and chanting in front of the hospital really makes me wonder what is going on. Are the people of Haddonfield finally tired of this urban legend of this guy just going after people in their neighborhood and they gang up together? We know the working title for Halloween Kills was Mob Rules. This might actually be the mob that goes after Michael. I would love to see Michael versus a mob of 100 people of Haddonfield and just going If this is still a continuation of that hospital scene, it looks like Michael might be having some sort of giant fight on the top of the hospital, and Allison right here is on the ground floor watching it happen. My best guess would be Jamie Lee Curtis is on top of that hospital, if not Tommy Doyle. A lot of the legacy characters that are older, and we can have a sacrifice be done or being thrown off that roof. But again, taking a better look in editing, it actually seems to be like this could be the porch of Michael Myers' house. We might finally be going back to his actual home. The last movie we got of him at Laurie Strode's territory. Now we're going to be fighting Michael in his territory. This is kind of cool because in this timeline, we haven't gone back to his house. So it'll be nice to know what's inside there. But either way, guys, this was so fantastic for Blumhouse to go ahead and show us this. I absolutely love that footage. Thank you. It was not the Halloween season unless we got something like that. If you guys caught something that I missed, go ahead and let me know down below. If not, go ahead and also just leave your thoughts. Did you like this? Does this satisfy you? We'll have to wait till next year, but I want to know from you guys. Be sure you're leaving your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.